How money is produced in North Korea. The production of money in North Korea is not just a technical process but a complex system closely tied to ideology, population control, and economic policy. Here is how it happens, divided into the official version and reality. Officially, all production of the national currency, the North Korean won, is concentrated in state-owned enterprises. The State Print, responsible for printing banknotes. The State Mint, responsible for minting coins. These enterprises are under the strictest control of the Central Bank of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and party organs. All banknotes and coins feature portraits of the country's founders, Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, or symbols of the revolution and the building of socialism. The design is changed by order of the supreme leadership. Production. It is assumed that modern equipment is used, possibly purchased through third countries or copied. Paper, inks, and security features, watermarks, security threads, holograms, are produced domestically or imported, which is difficult due to sanctions. The real economic function of money in North Korea. To understand how money is produced, one must understand why it is produced. The situation in North Korea is truly unique. The country has two parallel economic systems. The official distribution system, where products and goods are distributed via ration cards. Here, money plays a secondary role. The unofficial market economy, where people buy everything they need at markets. Here, money is critically important. Markets have become the basis of survival for the majority of the population. Money is a tool of control. The issuance of money is used by the government for state financing. When there is a shortage of income from exports or production, the state simply prints more money to cover its expenses, e.g., on giant construction projects, military needs, gifts for the elite. Confiscatory reforms. The most striking example was the 2009 denomination, a prime example of how money is produced for control. In November 2009, the regime of Kim Jong-il carried out a sudden currency reform. The essence, old banknotes were exchanged for new ones at a ratio of 100:1. That is, 1,000 old one became 10 new one. The exchange limit. It was announced that only a limited amount per person could be exchanged, the equivalent of roughly $30 to $40 at the black market rate. All savings exceeding this amount were simply wiped out. The goals. Cracking down on markets. The savings of the population, especially those who had accumulated capital through market trade, were confiscated. Resetting inflation. Massive emission in previous years had caused hyperinflation. The reform was supposed to reset the situation. Strengthening control. The state attempted to return people to dependence on the state distribution system by undermining the financial independence of market traders. The result was catastrophic. The reform caused mass anger, hyperinflation, and a sharp worsening of the food crisis. The authorities were forced to make concessions, and the market economy recovered. The minister responsible for the reform was later executed. Production of money for illegal purposes, counterfeiting. This is the most scandalous and well-known aspect in the West. North Korea has long been accused of the industrial production of high-quality counterfeit US dollars, so-called supernotes. How? It is believed this happens at the same state printing facilities where the national currency is printed. High-tech equipment, professional artists, and chemists are used. Why? It is a way to circumvent international sanctions and obtain much-needed hard currency, USD, to finance the regime. Counterfeit dollars are used for transactions on the black market and for purchasing prohibited goods and technologies. Scale. There is no precise data, but experts in the US government have claimed for many years that the quality of the counterfeits is exceptionally high, and only a specialist with equipment can tell them apart. In summary, money production in North Korea is a multi-level process that serves not only the economy but also acts as a tool of ideology, propaganda on the bills, a tool of internal control over the population, sudden reforms, confiscation of savings, a source of illegal income for the elite, counterfeit dollars, a technical necessity for the functioning of even such a unique economy. Thus, the printing press in the DPRK operates not so much to ensure economic growth, but for the survival and preservation of power of the ruling regime. An interesting fact, bank cards do not work in North Korea. And foreign tourists are prohibited from using the local currency, the Korean won, during their travels. All payments by guests of the country are made only in cash foreign currency, dollars, euros, or yuan.